Okay, let's see here. I think you're probably hearing me. In fact, it looks like it might be just a skosh loud. So let me know how it sounds out there. Welcome, everybody. I am happy to see you. I am happy to be here. I'm pretty prepared. I just had a little bit of trouble with getting in this evening, but thanks to Zeno, we're here, so that's great. And gosh, so many really great people here. I don't even know where to start. I see Oodalali Shop just jumped in and said hello, and hello to you. Miss Wildlife, Pamela Holmes, Sitting Kitty. Oh, I'm good. You got the Renoir copper. That's so great. I'm glad it got to you. Hi, Corinne. Claudia Smith. Nice to see you. Pauline Pemberton. Hello. The Thrifting Hour, well, hi there. You're somebody new to me, although probably not if I thought for a minute. Janet Pogue, Pamela Holmes, nice to have you here. Penny is here. And we've got, gosh, Sean is here. That's great. Sandra Bertram is here. And I noticed you said you like bells, and we've got some bells tonight. Deb's Finds, hello there. Maggie, Chris Johns is here. And I'm sure I'm missing some people. Serena, I see. Sherry S. is with us. Marcy Corder, nice to have you. Lizzie Lou C. is here. Michael Wynn from Beach Park, Illinois. Nice to have you with us. Rusty Nail Mendelson, it's nice to see you. I still need your address, so if you'll send that to me, because there's a gift coming to you. Stephanie is with us tonight. Thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie said she likes a lot of pink, and we've got some tonight, so that's neat. Sandy Miller, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Well, that's great. I'm glad you're with us. And gosh, a bunch of other people have probably jumped in just since I got here. Hey, Daniel Clays, hand waving. Well, thank you. Elderly Poodle, that's wonderful. And yes, Serena, I like the hat too. Haven't decided to part with that yet. Christina Lar, nice to have you with us. Sounds good. That's great. Well, then we'll get going here in just a moment. If you are with us and you are chatting, you are able to bid. If you are subscribed, you are able to bid and be in the chat. If you're not subscribed to this channel, well, please subscribe for future events because we'd love to have you with us. And you have to be subscribed 2 hours before the sale to be able to chat and participate. Once you're subscribed, that lasts forever. It's just that we prevent the trolls from coming in that way. Pee-wee's Treasures is here. That's great. Rosie Aiken, well, Merry Christmas to you too. Lovely to see you. And Libby Campbell's here. And Sean, yes, if you'd like to help start the bids, that would be wonderful. I would really appreciate that. I can always use all the help I can get. So tonight is about fun stuff, stocking stuffers, stuff for entertaining. We've got a lot of little things. We have some Fenton glass as well, including some that glows and some really cute and fun pieces. I tried to put a few things that people had requested into this sale. Sativa Queen, thank you for being here. Susan Jacobson, nice to see you. If you ordered from me previously, everything is packed and invoiced at this point. So if you haven't paid, it's not on the way. If you've paid, it's mailed and out of here. So I'm not going to be combining. This is going to be new orders. If you are really in a rush to have something that you see and you're hoping maybe it can get there by holidays, what I need you to do, whoever is high bidder on any of these items, please send me an email to the antiquenomad@gmail.com, and that's what triggers me to make your invoice, pack the item, and get it out to you. If you really want to try to get it by the holiday, put rush order on it, and I will try to find shipping that will get it there for you if that's still possible. We are at the 19th and tomorrow's the 20th, so anybody who's really in a hurry, I will try to prioritize yours and get yours out first thing. We have a premiere on our regular channel tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, so I'll look forward to seeing you there. And we will, I'll be spending the day before that getting things ready and out for people. So Laura M. is here. Oh, it's nice to see you. Yeah, I heard it was a bad storm up there. And yes, you could pay overnight shipping if you wanted to, or if you live fairly close, it might get to you in just a couple of days. Beverly Lewis from Gray and Gloomy Toronto. Well, I'm sorry it's gray and gloomy. I found out an interesting thing today. We have a little town in here called Metropolis, Illinois, and it fashions itself as being the sister city to the Metropolis and Superman. So there's a Superman museum. I'll have to show you guys sometime. There's an antique store too there I'll have to hit. But the reason I bring it up is because I did not know that when they did the skyline for Metropolis in Superman back in the 1930s, they actually patterned it on Toronto in the 1930s, because that's where one of the originators of Superman originally lived when he was a child. So, little factoid there I thought was fun. Rob Norwood, thank you very much for coming. It's great to see you. Gosh, let's see. Yes, otherwise forget. Yes, put rush order in your subject line, please, and I'll try to get to you first. Vicky Ressler, it's very nice to see you. Merry Christmas. Leslie Link from beautiful Colorado. What a great time of year to be in Colorado. So I guess that's pretty much it. I like factoids too. Oh, Pamela, you should have gotten an invoice. I'll resend that to you. I had one other person say they didn't get it, and when I had PayPal send a reminder, it came right to them. So I will make a note for you, Pamela, to get that to you, because I know you have the Vaseline glass ornament from the other day. So. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and get started here. We'll start out with some cute little things and kind of work our way through a whole bunch of things. So our first items are going to be choice, and this is just something really fun for, again, a stocking stuffer, a last minute, or maybe at this point next year decoration. These are starting at $3 choice, and the choice is between these two. This is one item here. I'm selling them together as one item with a $3 starting bid, and it consists of this cute little bottle brush tree that I got in Florida that somebody decorated with shells and things, and I thought that was really sweet. It does have some age. It's not brand new. And then the other thing is this little guy carved out of a very, 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 very light wood, and that is Frosty, because, well, he looks sort of like Santa Claus. And this one is signed, actually, so I think that's kind of neat. And yes, Sean, thank you for that. Yes, it is live chat, so do refresh, because otherwise you might get behind the bid. Now, I do have another way to check the bids. Hopefully, I will be able to keep up with it and make sure we get bid end. Here is the other place. Miss Wildlife's in at $3. Thank you. Here is the other piece. This is the littlest ceramic Christmas tree I've ever seen. And hi, Chris Zorn, nice to have you with us. This one, Corinne, you haven't gotten your invoice because I've got to figure out what we're going to do about getting them to you. So we'll talk about that, but I will get that done. So this is the other choice, and we are at $3 with Miss Wildlife as the current bid. And this little ceramic tree has flocking and the littlest birds and the littlest ornaments, and I just thought it was really cute. It's about 4 inches tall. We had Daniel at $5, Nancy at $6, but now we have Nancy at $12 as our high bid. So it's going to be choice. You either get the one ceramic tree or the two little pieces here, or both if you like. And we've got April Hart, nice to have you back with us. We've got you at $13 and now Marcy at $15. Dinah Olding, it's nice to see you too, but you and Pamela are in second position because Marcy got her bid in first. I'm going to hold these up one more time. So it is one price for either the ceramic tree or for the two pieces here together. We have April at $17. Nancy McMullen is at $18. I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on. This means that we have 1 minute left in the bid, so get your bids in because we don't do just in case here. Whoever is the high bidder when we close, whatever that number is, that is the bid. So just put in what you're willing to pay, and it is the choice between these two items and the ceramic tree. And let me see where we are in the bids now. I believe that Nancy at $22 is our high bidder. We've got about 30 seconds left, but remember there is a lag. So do make sure you get your bid in time that you will not be left behind at the end. I do have a, Lynn is at $29 for choice. And I do have a, well, what I'm trying to say is that there should be a bid end that comes in automatically. Deb's Finds at $31 is the current high bidder. And when the bid end comes in, the computer puts it in automatically. And once I see it on the other device where the lag is affected, taken into account, well, then we have our high bidder. So we are waiting. Oh, and the bid end came in, and we have Deb's Finds at $31 for choice. So you are welcome to the littlest ceramic tree or these, or both. It is first choice for you. And yeah, the doves are really cute on that tree, aren't they? So we're just going to wait for Deb to let us know which one she wants. And then we will move on and see if the backup bidder is interested in another one. And yes, thank you, Pauline. I like this hat too. This is definitely out of the 70s. I can't even tell you exactly where I got it. She would like the littlest ceramic tree. I had a feeling. Okay. If our backup bidder is interested in this, the backup bidder would be Lynn Comble. If you are interested in the little tree with the shells and the Santa, let us know. Otherwise, we'll move on to other things here. But I'll make a note quickly that we have 29 for Debs. And let me come down here. And yes, Lynn would like those. Well, thank you very much, Lynn. We'll get those to you. That is for Lynn C. Okay. All right, so our next up here is, I'm going to do something that's a little bit musical because we had somebody who saw this in the background of the last sale and specifically asked if I would run at this sale because we ran out of time the last time. She's really cute. She plays a really beautiful song. She is a music box. She winds up, she works. I don't know the song. It sounds like it might be something more classical or European, and I'm not well versed in that. And I don't want to play it for you because once I start it, then it's going to violate all sorts of YouTube rules, unfortunately. So we're going to put her up. So the choice is going to be between she or, since we're on a musical theme, although I think one of these may not, these are the other choice, and it's the entire set of 3 for one price. These are very cute little hand-painted maidens that were made in Japan in the 1950s, but one looks like she is a folk guitarist. One of them is holding a horn, and then the one in the middle, it looks like she's holding a bouquet and nosegays to me. So apparently she's the important one, and she's being walked down by the others. So we're going to start this at starting bid of just $5 choice. So it's $5 choice, either the music box or the 3 little maidens here. Let me see if I can tell you, after you start the next bid, you need to refresh. Okay, Sean, thank you. That's great. Turn down the mic level a little bit. Okay, I thought it seemed a little hot. Okay, let me know if that's not enough, but it should. I'm going to pull it back a little bit more. We don't want to get in the red and blow your ears out, folks. Okay, we've got April Hart at $10. Deb Fines at $11 for choice. And I will set her down because she's already trying to play, so I'm going to have to talk over her a little bit, but maybe you can hear enough of the music to get a clue. I could not name that tune in 3 notes. April Hart at $15. This particular piece is a Schmid piece. I think of Schmid as being made in Germany, but this particular one is made in Japan. And this looks like something that would have been done about 1970. And she does rotate as she plays. So she's a very cute little piece. April at 15 is our current high bidder. And then I'll show you these little gals one more time. And let me show you the backs because they're very cute. They're well hand painted. To be honest, they just have the Japan mark from the late 50s or early 60s. So I do not know who did these. The eyes seem pretty expressive. They are not marked in a way that looks like Joseph Originals. We've got Debs at 16 and now April at 18. Thank you, Sean. That's great timing. And here's our little gal with the guitar and her decoration. And then we've got this gal here. And I am going to turn her around so you can see the whole thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit that timer because we want to clip along a little bit here. I want to go ahead and try to get as many things out to you folks as possible so that we can have fun with them this evening and so that you can have something to look forward to in the mail either before the holidays or after the holidays. Sometimes it's nice to get something after when everyone has sort of forgotten the big rush. So April Hart at $18 is our current high bidder. We've got about 40 seconds. It looks like Deb's Fines is out. So unless someone comes in, then we're going to let April have her choice first. Sean is right. Please refresh often. The lag is real. I'm noticing it seems to be 5 to 7 seconds on my end. It depends on your server. So do take into account that if you wait till the very last second, you may get aced out by somebody. We're in the last 10 seconds here, and we're going to wait for that bid in to come in and watch my feed, and there it is. So April at $18 choice. You have the choice of the music box, and I believe it was your idea to run this, so I suspect that's what you're going to take. But the Three Little Maidens are also available at the same price, and you may have one or both choice at $18. So we'll wait for you to tell us in the chat, and then we'll go on from there. Nightbot has a lot to say, but it's helpful because that is the email address, and that will get you noticed and a response. So April will take both. Well, thank you very much, April. I kind of, when I saw the one and you said you were interested, I thought those others might be up your alley too. So I will put those down. And again, if you just bought from me, if you've actually purchased something from me and contacted me and we've done a transaction in the last month of sales, I do have your information. It lasts that long. Sometimes things just drop out of the system. So please, if you haven't purchased or you're not sure, definitely send me an email. Well, I had some requests for bells. Powdered Donut 6'9". Well, hi there. Oh, and Les from Portland is here. Hi there, Les. Now that things are settling down, I'm finally going to get to look at those things you sent me. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and put up the... We've had several people mention bells, and we've got several bells tonight. So the first that I'm going to do, one of these you have seen before because I put it with another bell that turned out to be very, very valuable, so it got bid way too high. So we're going to start these bells at $5 choice. So $5 choice is the opening bid, and what we have here, this little one here has the mark of, I believe it's Holohase. It's a Hungarian company, the one with the butterflies here. And hi, Susan Jackson, good to have you here. Let me see if I can get this to focus on that mark. There you go. Oh, come on, it was so close. Hopefully you can see that. Boy, it's in a difficult spot to focus because it's curved, but it's a European bell. And then here is the other one. This one is Bohemian. So $5 each is the starting bid on these. If you enjoy these sort of bells, these are a little more casual. We have a couple of Fenton bells and a Viking bell later on as well. So let us know if anyone is in for either of these at $5 opening bid. Porcelain definitely has a little different ring than glass, as you can hear, but they're all fun and 'tis the season. So I'm going to give these just a moment more. And Janet Pogue is in at $5 for choice. Thank you, Janet. You are our opening bid. I like the Hungarian one because I thought the transfer, well, actually it's funny, I'm saying transfer, but I think there is some hand painting in this piece as well, but I think the detail is really neat. And so Janet at $5, our current high bidder for choice. And then the other piece is the Bohemian bell, and this one is the gold. And since we've only got one bidder, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this one up fast, and we will see if we have anyone else jump in at the last minute, or else Janet will have her choice of one or both of these. But we do have other bells coming later in the show, and so our bell people should be pretty happy and have something to ring in the new year. You can see here actually the Bohemian label on this one. I know I keep saying it's Bohemian and people say, how do you know? And the funny thing is I did not see the label until just now, but the style of painting is definitely absolutely Bohemian. And yes, it is a really pretty piece, I think. I agree. Just a matter of everyone's personal taste. I believe I see another bid. Janet is at 8, ensuring her bid. And this is going to be for choice. And I think Janet is assured herself, and angels get their wings. Right, more angels. There we go. A couple more angels. And hello, Nomadiacs. Yes. All right. Bid end came in. Janet, just let us know if you're interested in one or both of these at the $8 bid. And we'll put those aside for you. I'm going to go ahead and set them down while we wait to hear. And I'll make a note or two, and then we'll carry on. How's everybody doing on the whole getting ready for the holidays bit? Or if you are a Hanukkah celebrator, how does it feel to have that all behind for the season? Let us know. I'm always curious how people are doing. And let's see. Okay, Janet will take the Bohemian bell at $8. If anyone is interested in the butterfly bell, you can claim it in the chat. Debbie from Chicago. Oh, you're not too late. We've just done a few rounds. I think this is round 4, and it's good to have you here. And round 4, I think we'll sell a little jewelry. We have just a little bit of costume jewelry tonight. I thought it would be fun to bring some. These two pieces are very 1970s, and one of them, depending on how you wear it, could be convertible and kind of fun that way. So these are our choices. And this is going to be, let's see, we're going to start these at $10 for choice. So $10 for either the big swoosh or the plastic. Now, the plastic one is actually pinned up as a barrette on the back. You could certainly use it on a scarf or something as well. And that might actually be nice because you wouldn't be poking holes in it. But it was made originally as a hair piece. Now that back would be very easy to convert into some sort of a pin if you were looking at that. And yes, Corinne, I'm so glad you're okay. That sounded like a really scary thing. This one is about treading water but getting it done. My daughter's flying from El Paso. Oh, well, that sounds neat. This one is 2 inches, just to let you know. And then the other brooch, which is signed Emmons on the back, and you can see the signature here. They did a lot of stuff that was really very, let me try to block off my face. They did a lot of stuff that was really very mid-century modern. And yes, that does look like a dogwood. So this one has some nice rhinestones in it, a lot of gold tone, and it can be worn this way or this way. So, and this one's almost 4 inches long, so it's pretty prominent. You can see on the sweater here how it really does stick out here. And the other one is a barrette. So we're at $10 each, and I see that we have somebody interested there. Cheryl Stevens at $10. Nice to see you. And elderly poodles treading water. Someone was getting snow. Les says, I'm ready, but I need to wrap and do some baking. Yes, I've got to send my out-of-town stuff tomorrow if I have any chance of getting it there. So fortunately, my out-of-town people are mainly cards and cards with inserts of various sorts. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the timer on here. We've got a couple folks interested. Miss Wildlife at $11 is our current high bid. And we've got just 1 minute left, and it will be choice. These are both from about 1970. The acrylic, I thought that the mottling, the colors in it was interesting, and it's a nice sort of formal tone because of the grays and the blacks. And you know, a lot of people, it's interesting how a lot of younger people are actually going to gray hair. It's funny, all of us older folks are kind of leading the way. So gray is in. You just mailed your cards today. Good for you. I just bought mine today. They're a lot cheaper if you wait, but boy, we'll see if anyone gets them on time. And let's see here. I think that we are in the last few seconds here, and we're just going to wait, and I believe, unless somebody jumps in at the last second, that we are going to have our winner, and it's bid end, and I believe that Miss Wildlife at $11 for choice. If you'll let us know in the chat if you are interested in either the barrette or the pin, and we will put it with the other things that I have for you. So you will not do gray. Well, good for you. A lot of people don't. A lot of older people, it's funny, younger people are dyeing their hair gray and older people are dyeing it all sorts of fun colors. Gold is good. Okay, I figured you might like that one. So I'm going to set that right over there. And if by chance, I think we had one other bidder, and that was Cheryl Stevens. Cheryl, if by chance the Flower Power barrette is of interest to you, let us know, and that one would be for you. So you can let us know in the chat if that is of interest to you. George Clooney in gray. Well, there you go. See? Lots of baking starts Friday, going to be 47 to 50 here. Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be about like that here and maybe a little bit wet. And Cheryl will take the other. Well, thank you, Cheryl. I will set that aside for you. And there we go. All right, well, I think it's time. We're going to have our first Fenton piece. I know a lot of you are Fenton fans. This is actually going to be a choice between two little critters, and one of them is by Mosser Glass, and it is this little dog here in the orange and sort of creamsicle color. I sold one of these in a bright jadeite green that glowed like crazy. This one actually does not glow. The deep red with the cadmium does, but a lot of times when you mix the orange and white together, they do not. This little guy doesn't glow either, but he is a Fenton. He's a little Scotty dog, and he is a very pretty, it looks a little darker to you than it does when I'm holding it up in front of the light, but it is a nice sort of a, like a deep, almost teal green, not quite forest, but then it's iridized, and it's got the carnival glass treatment to it. We're going to start these at $12 choice. So $12 is our opening bid on the two dogs, and it will be choice between the Mosser and the orange piece. And gosh, I'm so sorry, Pee-wee. That's a terrible thing to have happen. I lost one of my parents right before the holidays, and very unexpectedly many years ago, and it's you're never prepared for such a thing. All right, so Daniel at 20 is our high bidder. A bunch of people went in right for that, and Deb's Fines is at 33. She definitely likes her stuff. Susan, we were at 22, but that kind of moved fast. So 33 is our current high bid with Deb's Fines for choice on these. I should probably show you the bottom of the Fenton piece. Even though it is decorated with iridescence, if they don't hand paint it, then they don't have any sort of a mark for that. So, but it is a really cute little green dog. Naomi, hello there. It's good to see you, and I'm glad that you were listening but not watching if you're driving. That's very good, as it should be. Deb's at 33. I'm going to go ahead and wind this one down, and this will be for choice. We do have a couple of other Fenton critters coming later, as well as some other Fenton glass. So for you Fenton fans, we do have some things for you tonight, including a few things that glow under a black light. I figured since we've done a bunch of sales with that, I should stick to some of those themes, because I know some of you folks are really enjoying that this season. So we're going to count down on this. Measurements on this, I really should tell you what you're getting for the size. This one, they're both right at 3 inches. KV Cosmos K, I have not seen you for a while. Good to have you here. And $38 is your bid. So 38 is the current high bid for choice between the Mosser piece and the Fenton piece. Interesting that Mosser does all the stuff for the Fenton gift shop now. They were actually right across the river in Marietta, and on the other side of the river was West Virginia, where Fenton was. Okay, Pauline says she's out. We've got KV Cosmos at $38, and unless another bid comes in, that's going to be our high bidder for choice. And I see the bid end come in, and so KV Cosmos, please tell us if you are interested in the Fenton piece, the Mosser piece, or both at that price. And I'm sorry, Daniel, yours came in just a tad after the bid end. And Daniel, I need to check my email. I think there's still one piece of information I need so I can get that order out to you. I'll check my email and you check yours. Let's see here. Just waiting for a moment for that, and let me make a note of that too. All right. You would like the Fenton piece. I had a feeling. Our backup bidder was Deb's Fines. I have a hunch that she also wanted the Fenton piece because she's a Fenton collector, but if you wanted the Mosser piece, Deb, let us know. I'm going to set this down and make a note of KV Cosmos. Okay. One thing also, I know a lot of you folks understandably use stage names for or pseudonyms for being online. Some of you have married, remarried, unmarried, all that sort of stuff. If you are bidding under one name, please mention that name in your email to me so that I can make sure I put you together correctly with the right order. Deb will pass. Okay, very good. Well, the teal will go to KB Cosmos. So, well, I want to thank you all too, those of you who've been coming and checking out these sales. It's been a lot of fun. I tried doing something like this 2 years ago, and then the tornado kind of wiped us out right near the end of that flight of sales. And last year I thought, well, I need to take a break from this. But this year it's been really fun to hang out with all of you and see how you're doing and what you're doing in the chat. Your blood type is A-. Okay, yeah, the only thing I was missing was the CVV. So if you sent that to me, I'll look in the email again. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Well, since we are right before Christmas, it may be something that you put out next year, or, again, if you're very anxious to get them right away, we can try to arrange that. But these are going to be some tabletop things for Christmas. Kathy Brady Lyon, nice to see you out in Ireland. Thank you very much. Do I want to do the Mosser up for grabs? Well, Miss Wildlife, I guess if there is interest on your part or anyone else, yes, absolutely, the Mosser piece could be up for grabs. So if anyone's interested in that, please let us know in the chat. And so let's see here. I'm going to show you these as best as I can. On the one hand, it's nice they're in boxes. On the other hand, they're in boxes. So this is going to be choice, and the choices are a twofer or another piece. So we're going to start with the twofer. The twofer on this is that this is one choice, and to be both boxes. These are Happy Holidays line by Nico. This was popular in the 1980s. It's Japanese, it's transferware, and this particular lot includes this pair of candlesticks with the transfer holly and the hand painting around the edges. And, okay, Daniel, I got you. Thank you. Let's see. I wrote it down. Okay. Now, let's see here. All right. So, and you know, Susan Jackson, I don't care if you're not Janet Jackson. I think you're just great, and you haven't had any wardrobe malfunctions either, so that's good. So it's the pair of candles and the in the box and the napkin rings. That's one lot. Or the other choice is just a single piece, but this is Port Marion. It's the holly and the ivy. It's the only, I bought a big set of Port Marion, and they just happen to have one Christmas piece in it, and I thought, well, it might be a little late for this year, but it's so cute because it has the first verse from the holly and the ivy, which is an old medieval era song, or from the early Renaissance. It is not actually, it was not originally specifically just a Christmas song. It was something that they sang when they went around caroling, of course. So this is going to be the choice, and we are going to start this choice at $10 for choice. So for $10 choice, you either get the Holly and the Ivy by Port Marion, or you get the candlestick holders and the napkin rings by Nico Japan. So $10 choice is the option here. And I'm just going to go ahead and hold up. Well, there we go. That makes it easy. Miss Wildlife at 10, Maggie at 12. There we go. And I think you know you're getting the napkin rings too. I'm just going to hold these up as the choice because it's just easier to hold 3 things instead of 5. Stephanie at $13 is our high bidder. I think these are pretty nice pieces. The Port Marion is something that we've seen really be popular since it came out. Well, they've been around for apparently a couple centuries, but I only became aware of them when the Botanic Garden line became very popular in the early 90s and was carried in one of the stores in Centralia where we had antique stores. One of the art stores carried it as a new thing, and well, now it's 30 years later, and boy, it's really popular with collectors. And then the Nico I just think is really cute. These were a friend of mine's mom's that she had back in the 80s, and that was part of their holiday tradition, but now she RVs all over the place. So candlesticks and napkin rings. She might be able to use the napkin rings in the RV, but the candlesticks would be a little tough. So Holly is masculine, Ivy is feminine. It was important to have a balance of both when decorating the home for winter solstice. That makes sense, actually, because that's kind of what it was about. So Miss Wildlife at $16 is our current high bidder. And yeah, I think these are neat pieces. I am going to go ahead and hit that button and start counting down now, because we do have lots of other things to show you. So we're in our last minute here, and the current high bidder for choice is Miss Wildlife at 16. Here is the holly and the ivy mark on the bottom of the Portmeirion piece. And I think there's a whole line of tableware. You could probably do a whole Christmas table in this, but I thought one nice little pitcher maybe for the milk for Santa's cookies. That might be a good use for this. It's about the right size. So we are, there we go. And yes, let's see, the Nico set, the other pieces, like I said, are the napkin rings here, and they are in perfect condition. I did not open them and show you, so I guess I should do that. But I don't honestly think they've ever been out of this box. So we're in the last 10 seconds here. Miss Wildlife is our current high bidder at $16 for choice, and we're just waiting to see, oh, Maggie sneaks in with a bid. We'll see who ends up with it. Ah, bid end. Maggie, you are the high bidder, so it is your choice. The 2 boxes of Nico or the Portmeirion, or both, at the same price. If you are interested, let us know which you're wanting, Maggie, and then we will, Miss Wildlife will be the backup if you don't take all. So yes, and please do be careful chasing the timer. It doesn't work out real well all the time, especially because the computer controls putting in the bid end. I do not. So very good. So the holly and the ivy pitcher is going to Maggie. Thank you very much for that. Let me set that aside at $16. I believe, oh, 17, I'm sorry. That's right. All right. And then Miss Wildlife, you are the backup and you said pass, so that was easy. And let's see if we had anyone else behind. Mistletoe is pretty funny, Daniel. I read about it. I thought about talking about it, and then I thought better of it after I read a little more about it. Our other backup would be Stephanie. Stephanie, if you're interested in the Nico pieces, please let us know in the chat, and because you would be the backup on those. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put them back in the box while we wait to hear, and then we will. I always liked what Minnie Pearl said. She said, I put mistletoe on the door, and the guy walked up and kissed the door. Poor Minnie Pearl. She was great. Ah, very good. Well, Stephanie, thank you. Those will be great for you, and I think that's an awfully good deal for 2 boxed pieces. So I will make a note of that for you, and we'll move on to, I think that we will do some Fenton Rosaline, because I haven't actually sold any Rosaline that I can think of this season. Let me see what yes, here we go. Let's take a couple necklaces out. We'll get to these later. Our choice here is going to be our first Fenton Belle of the evening, or this lovely basket. These are both Rosaline, and Rosaline is, unlike the Burmese, it does not glow under a black light because it's pink and a white tone as opposed to the Custard glass, but it's really a beautiful color, and I know we've got some pink fans out there and some Fenton fans out there and some Belle fans out there, so I thought of you all. We're going to start these at $15 choice on the Fenton Rosaline, so $15 is the starting bid, and I'll tell you a little about them while we get that going. So the basket is about 8 inches wide and 8 inches tall at the top of the basket handle there. And yes, I do think that the rib lines make this kind of interesting. It gives it a lot of motion. Claudia Smith at 15, Daniel Cleese at 25 is our high bidder currently. And then the other piece, and it's interesting because this is a Rosaline satin, as you notice, whereas the Belle is not done in satin, so it is a gloss. And this is the Rosaline Belle. You can see the pattern on there. Deb's finds at 28, Stephanie at 29, and thank you, Corinne. I think these are very pretty too. It's nice of me to say thank you like I had anything to do with it. Thank Fenton for doing these things for us. They did not enjoy this color. This one was really tough because it didn't sell for as much as Burmese, but that pink color really, really ate out the kilns in the same way that the Burmese did. So it was a rough one for them. But it's beautiful stuff. I don't see a whole lot of it. We've got Pamela at $32 for choice, and I like the fact that the basket is on feet too. It just gives it a lot of, and with the ribs, it just gives it a lot of style. So we are at $32, and thank you, Rusty Nail. That's wonderful. Well, we'll get that out to you, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the button here. We've got Deb's finds at 35, so we're in our last minute, and this is choice. So if you're a bell lover, 3 more angels. And if you're a basket lover or just want something that's a really prominent piece, the contrast with the feet and the handle being the satin milk glass, I think really gives something to this too. Pamela's at $38 for choice. And yeah, no, Sean, you're doing great, and thank you so much for your help, always appreciate it. And so Pamela at $38 is the current high bidder for choice. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can show you or say about this. Really, no. I mean, it's all, I wish I knew what this swirl pattern was called. I know the swirl and scroll had a name, but I'm afraid I cannot access that in the memory banks right now. So Deb's finds at 39. Ooh, let's see if that holds. It is the end, and we'll wait for that bid end to tell us. Oh, Pamela Commons gets in at 45 just before the bid ends. So Pamela, it is your choice first. Please let us know if you are interested in the basket or the bell at $45. And then if you don't take both, we will go to our backup bidder for the other piece. JGB Denman is here. That's great. Nice to see you with us. And all right, let's see. Pamela would like both. Okay, Pamela, very good. Those must have been meant for you, and you were very clearly serious about them, and I think they're quite lovely. So very nice choices, and I'll make a note of that. Both go to Pamela. Okay, this next piece, or actually is a pair. Ooh, hang on, I'm gonna have to stand up for this. All right, there we go. I was a little afraid of knocking these over. Pinky and Blue Boy, very, very famous paintings. They have been done over and over, but they haven't been done on tile too many times. And these are going to be sold as a set because they are typically shown as a set no matter what medium you see them in. And we're going to start these at $10 for the set. And I'll tell you a little bit more about them. They are Japanese made, and it says so on the back. And you can tell, there we go, made in Japan, and you can tell by these little tabs that this is something that was done either shortly before or shortly just after the war. It's a little hard to tell because these frames were done both times. And yes, incredible price, really. But they came to me right, and I thought, we'll just start them off inexpensively. They would have painted inside of the outline here. I actually really enjoy these because, and they have some sort of a signature here too that I find interesting because it looks similar to my name, George, but I don't think it's George. And they do look like grown-up Pinky and Bluey, exactly. Yeah, for some reason, this pair of pictures together, I see these as prints so often, and people, you know, the Gainsborough was the artist of one of them, but for some reason, they've just been matched forever and ever in people's minds. And so the size on these is about 7.5 inches in the frame, and the tile itself is about 6 inches. I've always liked frame tiles. I just think it gives a different, well, it's a different medium to paint on, so it just, they give a little different look on the wall. You get some sheen. I think they're a lot of fun. If anyone else does, go ahead and put in a bid for $10. Thank you, Pauline. That will get us started. And let's show you Blue Boy up close a little bit. I like the color of his cape there. And I really love tiles too. I've been buying and selling them for years. I have a couple in my collection that I use as trivets around the house. And I just think they're really neat. Well, let's see, we've got them sideways now. Let's try that again. I'm going to go ahead and hit the 1 minute timer here, because we've just got one person in this right now. And so if these are meant for Pauline, then they're meant for Pauline. And if they're meant for someone else, well, this is your opportunity. And yeah, I do like tile work because it does look good with pottery and other things. If you're a ceramics fan, well, you know, porcelain is great. And yes, I painted these in my spare time. Yes, that's my signature. I would have to have a lot of spare time to be able to paint anything close to this. I know a few of you in the chat are artists and working artists who actually sell art for a living, and I'm very impressed by that. It's something I've always admired and never had the skill for. Did I answer your question? I hope so. Okay, or someone did. Dear Angela, hi, nice to have you here. And we're just going to wind down, and I think that, unless someone jumps in, I think we are going to have, and yeah, Pamela, that's me too. I just don't have that skill. All right, well, Pauline Pemberton, these are yours, and thank you very much. And, you know, Pauline, I know we know each other, but no, I've got your information. I've sent things to you before. I think I've got you, but send me an email anyway, just for fun. All right. And we've got $10 on those. I think we'll do something. This next lot is going to be more just sort of, and you know, I should just start calling you Georgia, JJB. I'm trying not to call people their names outside of what they say in the chat unless they say it's okay, but since you all know each other, then I guess it's okay. I see cats. Yes, there is a pair of cat bookends, and I can certainly put those up too. Let me put this lot up first, and then we'll go to those next. All right. This lot is a choice between pastel glass of the past, and it is a, when I say pastel, I mean these are pastel colors in glass because they are both satin, and satin glass tends to go to a pastel because of the way it's done. The choice is the Viking Bell, more angels, or this very cute little 1930s dresser box with the pink elephant on it. This is an American piece. I'm not sure who the maker is, but I love the little elephant, and elephants were very popular in the 1930s, as was depression glass. So it does not seem to have any chips or cracks. You're seeing it exactly the way I am. And there's that. Okay, Sitting Kitty, well, that's fine. You just enjoy it, and that's fine. We might run them later on. We'll see. Let's see. So the choice on this is going to be $10 choice between the 1930s elephant powder jar or the 1970s Viking Bell. Viking started to do satin glass in the 70s. They started to do some of their other patterns with the satin to give it two-toning in a way that I think is really appealing. Stephanie's at $13. Is trunk up on elephants better? Well, there is a superstition that the trunk up means good luck. I don't believe that means that the trunk down is bad luck. I think there's just the superstition that the trunk up is good luck. Why did they not do the trunk up? Well, this is a molded piece, and if you did the trunk up, then you have to have this piece that sticks off there. Easy to break, harder to finish, and so they wanted something that went back into the figure itself. We have a bunch of you at 16s, 17s, and 18s, and there we go. Pamela Holmes is our first one at 18. And $19 for Pamela now. There we go. Pamela's our high bidder at 19. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see how we're doing for time. Well, we're doing pretty well. We're clipping along at about the right rate here, I'd say. Deb's Finds is in at $20 for choice. I'm not sure, like I say, the bell is clearly Viking. The pink elephant, I am not sure who did him. A lot of different companies did boudoir glass, and this one is not marked in any way. I have not seen him in any of my books. If somebody out there knows, it would be great to be edified. We are at $20 with Deb Fines. And yes, yeah, a lot of times when you see 21 for Pamela Holmes, when you see figures that have parts that stick out away from the figure, whether it's porcelain or glass or that sort of thing, but where they had to potentially apply parts because a mold couldn't do it, that made it more expensive. So that's why you see a lot of things where the arms go back into the body, because then a single mold could do it instead of two. Let's see. I did not know Viking made bells. Yeah, it's Rob Norwood bought one at a previous sale, actually. I'm going to go ahead and hit that 1 minute timer here. We've got Pamela at $21 for choice. And yeah, I like the Viking bells. I think they made a lot of really neat ones. The one he bought had that repeating diamond and bullseye pattern that I really like. And this one's got this lotus leaf, I believe. Let me get it where you can see. There you go, because it does have some veining in those leaves. Claudia Smith at $22. Thank you very much. And Claudia, I may have an item for you that I still need to send, actually. I'll have to look at that. I believe that's the case. So I will get you all caught up on there. Deb's Fines at $24. Choice, could the elephant be Ellie Smith? It is possible. Smith made a ton of stuff and also had stuff made for other people and all sorts of things. Stephanie at $25, and we are in the last few seconds. So we're going to see where the bid ends. And it kind of looks like tulips. Yes, okay. And the bid ends, and Stephanie at $25. Please let us know. Yeah, Pee-wee says if the base was as deco as the elephant, that'd be his style. I think in boudoir glass, they like to do things a little fluffier and frillier, even in the 30s. And so we will wait. Yeah, I figured that the pink elephant was going to be for you. And well, thank you, Sativa Queen. I figure that my gift to everybody is to try to share information and knowledge, and I get so many wonderful things in return for that. So let's see, who was our backup on this? I believe it was Deb's Fines. If you are interested in the bell, please let us know. And I've got Stephanie down for the pink elephant. And yes, Deb's Fines was backup. That's right. So if you are interested in the bell, let us know. Otherwise, we will ask Claudia Smith, and then we'll move on to other things. We'll just give a minute for all that. And yeah, well, I've learned a lot over these months too, because I mean, a lot of you folks really know your collecting areas. It's always great to see your amplifications and additions, and occasionally even corrections. I do not mind corrections. It is how I learn and make sure that what I'm telling everyone else is right. And so Deb's Fines would like the bell. Okay, thank you very much. I will put that aside for you. And there we go, Deb's Fines. All right, well, let's see. We've been going about an hour, and we have at least another hour's worth of stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and sell something that's been sitting behind me for a while here. It's been in the background of a couple of shows. Well, they have been. And they're really beautiful pieces, and I think it's time to let them find a new home. The choice is going to be the Fenton Custard glass, and it looks to me like, if I'm seeing this right, I think we've got water lily patterns here. Here is the big pitcher. It's a quart-size milk pitcher. Quart size is what milk was at. And the size of this is 6.5 inches by about 6.5 inches. And this is Fenton Custard glass. So you are going to see the cats for new home. Well, I'm sorry, Pee-wee. The person who asked for the cats was said that she not to rush because she wasn't bidding tonight. But I would be glad to put the cats on if you would like us to. So we'll not ignore the cats, I promise. Veronica's asked. Okay, well, let's get this starting. Okay, that's great. Thank you, Stephanie. I see where you have. Sorry, I want to make sure. Okay, I gotcha. And then there's the bowl. The bowl is, hi Sharon. That's okay. We're only about halfway through, and we are at 9 inches on this. Now these pieces actually were not sold together, even though they look great together. So I am doing them separately. I saw you, Veronica, with your bid for the pair, and I think what we'll do actually is we'll start these at $20 choice. So Veronica, that's actually a little less than where you were thinking to start, but it is going to be choice because these pieces look great together. They certainly can be put together. They were not specifically sold together new. So $20 is the starting bid on these, and Claudia's in at $20 for choice. Thank you very much. And let me show you again. I think I'll do it this way. I know this isn't, Zeno's going to have a fit because he set it up so I could do this without doing this, but then I have to use it for the chat, and I'm afraid I'll mess it up. So I'm going to turn that light off. Daniel at 45 for choice is our high bidder. And there is what it looks like under the black light. It is definitely a glower, as custard glass always is. You get a real feel for it there. And then we have, let's see here, we have this piece, and there's how that glows. So 2 different pieces, $45 choice is the current high bid. And we'll put that other light back on there, so we get some light on the action. That's much better. And all right, so Daniel's at $45, and I am going to go ahead, and they really are beautiful actually, and they are a great match, and they probably should have been marketed as a pitcher and wash stand bowl, but this is a little low for a wash stand. Veronica is at $50 for choice. Thank you, Veronica. I'm going to go ahead and hit the last minute here. So we're at $50 for choice for these 2 pieces. And yeah, the glow is really great. And Lynn, I see you, but you are just a shade behind. So Veronica at $50 is our current high bidder. Well, Pee-wee, you know, somebody might already have one piece. You never know. Some of our collectors have been doing this a while. Lynn Comble at $55 for choice is now our high bidder. And we're just going to let this wind down. Marcy Quarter, $60 for choice. Marcy's definitely a Fenton collector up in Oregon, and I don't know if you know some of the Fenton finders or the groups up in Oregon, but there are a lot of Fenton enthusiasts near you. And so we are in the last 16 seconds. Currently we are at $60 for choice with Marcy, and just waiting for the final bids to the bid end to come in. And yeah, the black light makes this pattern really pop. I think the textured patterns are really great in the custard for that. And so there is our bid in, and whoa, Lynn Comble at the last second comes in at $75 for choice. So Lynn, let us know in the chat which you are interested in, one or both, and we will put one or both aside for you, and then we will see if Marcy is interested in the other piece as a backup. So let me, okay, Lynn would like both. They're really beautiful. I'm glad they're going to stick together. Everyone seems to feel that that's what should happen. So I'm going to trust that that is absolutely the case, and we'll set them safely over there. And let me make a quick note here. All right. Well, I know that not everybody has a huge budget, and we did talk about stocking stuffers, and those are a little big for a stocking. So let's go for something fun. We're going to do choice on these. These little guys are porcelain bisque, and I believe, honestly, they were probably done by Franklin Mint. They were done about 30 years ago, and they are little butterflies, and they are wonderful, and they are really rather fragile. And it's going to be the choice between the 3 of these. $5 is the initial bid. They're all about 2 to 2.5 inches in size. Here's the first one. I've checked them very carefully for condition. You have to make sure the antennae are still there. I just think they are really cool. And hi, Cindy Taylor. Nice to have you there. And then here is the, I believe that's the swallowtail on the daisy. Maggie's in at $5 for choice. And yeah, I think these are awfully pretty. And you know, I forgot to do those cats. I'm going to set those right there where we can't miss them for the next time. And then here is the third choice. So it's the choice between the three of them. We have Dinah Olding at $15 for choice. Now is our high bidder. Miss Wildlife at $18 for choice. And so it's the choice between number 1, number 2, and number 3, which we will call, we're going to call this one green, lavender, and yellow, just because I'm not so sharp on butterfly species, so I don't want to have to tell you it's a such and such and then find out I'm wrong, which is entirely possible. SM Nash, what are they made of? They are porcelain bisques, so it's a very, very fine, it's a fine porcelain fired at a fairly low temperature, and that way it's got a little bit of texture, and so the hand painting goes on more easily that way. And thank you, KV Cosmos. Glad to see you there. And I'm going to go ahead and hit that 1-minute timer on this. We currently have Rusty Nail at $22 for choice. Now Deb's Finds at $23 for choice. And they are really neat. I had a very large collection of these at one time, and they sold down over the years, and I went into a one of my stores in Florida. These somehow had gotten pushed to the back of the shelf and forgotten, and I thought, oh no, they're beautiful. They need to be out where people can see them. So I brought them for you folks. And well, thank you, Sean. No, that's fine. I really appreciate your help so far, and I don't mind to put in the starting, but that really helps. And yeah, you're right, Daniel. They are better looking in real life. Hi there, Soulmate. Good to have you here. Dinah Olding is $24 currently. It's great to see you. He's having a nice warm Christmas in New Zealand. It must be really neat to go out and have Christmas Day be sunny and bright and warm. And I saw that wonderful crimson tree that you folks have down there, the name of which was a very long native name that I couldn't really pronounce. It is gorgeous. Would love to see that in person. Halen Vintage is here. That's great. And our bid end came, and our high bidder for choice was Dinah Olding. So Dinah at $24 choice. Just making sure that's right, yes. So Dinah, if you would let us know which of these, if you would like the green, the swallowtail, the lavender, or some combination of those. You can pick 2, or you can take all 3, or you can just pick your favorite one, depending on what you have in mind. So we'll let Dinah tell us in the chat what she likes, and then we will go on and see if there are any left for a backup bidder, and then we'll move on from there. In fact, we will move on, and I will put the cats up because everybody's liking those cats back there, and they're fun, and why not? So, going to go ahead and set these down, unless you need me to hold them up to make decisions, Dinah. So just let us know. And she would like the lavender, which I will hold up. So that is this piece. So Dinah Olding takes 1. Pohutakawa, yes, 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 that's right. Yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful. It's just gorgeous. I will put down. Thank you very much, Dinah, and we've got you down for the. We've got you down. I just want to make sure I'm getting this right. At $24. So Deb's Finds, you are our backup bidder at $24. If you are interested in either the green or the, what I think is a swallowtail, although it doesn't have a big long tail, the yellow, we'll just say, then let us know. And okay, you would like this one. So this goes to Deb's Finds. I will make a note of that. And there we are. And then I think we had one other backup, and I just need to see who that is, because thank you so much. There's a lot of people here. It's wonderful to have a couple hundred with us. This is our last sale, I think, for the year. I just need to take a little bit of a break and reset before the Florida show season. Rusty Nail Mendelson, I believe you are the final backup on this. If you are interested in the yellow butterfly, just let us know in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and set that down. And while you let us know about that, I'm going to bring these up. Now, these, I have to be honest with you, I kind of had them in the background because I thought they were cute, and I wasn't completely prepared on these. So I'm going to show you how they are. They're very farm fresh, we will say. Okay, that's no problem. That sounds just great. Well, I'm glad that a couple of them found a home, and we'll find a home for the yellow one. I'm going to throw these in really quickly, but I do want to show you cat bookends. They're really fun. They're very cool. They're right out of the 1950s. They have places to put your pens. We're going to start them at $5 choice. Not choice, $5 for the set. But I want to show you, before anyone bids, there are a few little flaws on these. These actually came from my mother's estate, and they're very cute, but they do have a couple of little chips on some of the edges. There's one right there. This one, the ears are great. Deb's Finds is in at 5. Thank you. And we'll go ahead and put that up as the starting bid. This one also has one little chip in the back here. They are redware. They're Japanese from the 1950s or early 60s. And it looks to me like someone retouched the ear just a little bit. So full disclosure there. We had Susan at 20, Carrie Murphy at 25. These are Japanese redware. I do think that they're awfully cute, and they hold lots of books. They're fairly heavy. I think they're weighted inside in some manner, or else they're just heavy because they are not hollow. I can't tell which. And then they hold a pen or a flower or whatever you want in that little receptacle there. Miss Wildlife at, a Robina. Oh, that would be nice. $38 is the current bid, and I'm glad you folks want to give these a good home. I think they are very, well, I would say they're very sweet, but they look like really scowly cats to me. Tracy Pfeiffer, hi there, $40 for Tracy. And they look like Hudson and Hobbs. Oh, I love those names. That's great. I loved Calvin and Hobbes. And if I ever had a tiger cat, well, that'd be its name. Miss Wildlife at $41 for choice on these. Somebody also, they are marked Japan on the side, as you see there. Somebody also, I don't think this is factory. I think someone put the rubber bottoms on them so they wouldn't skid. Tracy at $45. And I'm going to go ahead and hit that timer. So they're basically sound and in great shape, other than the few little nicks on some of those corners that I showed you. I just always believe in honest representation, and I don't want people to get something and be disappointed. But they're not cracked or broken or re-glued in any way. So Tracy is here as our high bidder. There's the back of them. I think it's cute they painted the gold on the back because they figured you might have these on top of a shelf of some sort where people could see behind. And yes, they do have that "don't mess with me" cat look, don't they? Yes, they have that angry kitty look, which anyone who's had a cat has seen that look more than once. And yes, actually putting the rubber on so they didn't slide probably was a good idea. I'm sure that probably is why they had a few little doinks. Carol Sue Pope, hey, it's great to see you. You were sorting out and bagging Christmas presents. Yes, I figure a lot of people are getting really, really, really busy at this point. There is our bid end, and Tracy at $45, these are for you. And thank you very much. And I do have your information, and I know how you like to pay when we're all done here. Send an email, we'll figure out the total, and then we'll work through that. Okay, Tracy Pfeiffer at 45. When I say I know how you like to pay, most people, we just bill through PayPal. I've had a few folks say I prefer to use Cash App. A few people prefer Square. Everyone's had different experiences. We take all that stuff, so whatever makes it work for you is good enough with us. I even take personal checks if you don't mind me waiting to have them run through the bank. Let's see here. Fenton Animals. I think that Fenton Animals have been one of the most popular things this year of all the things that I've been selling. And these two are pretty neat, and one of them is a Christmas animal. I'm afraid I told a lie in the last show. I said I have sold my last Christmas animal, and then I'll be darned if I didn't open the box with the critters, and there was one more Christmas animal that somehow got in the wrong spot. So, and thank you, Tracy. That is really, I know my mom was very happy when she found those, and she was a real bibliophile, and they were prominent on the top of her dresser for a long time. So, and there is a kitty here, sitting kitty, yes. Since we're on kitties, there is a kitty and a dog, and we will show you both. We're going to start these, and I'll go ahead and put it in. Starting bid, 15 choice. But these are pretty good, I think. I'm going to show you the cat first. Here's the cat. It's the seated cat. It has a rhinestone up in the middle of this little, some sort of a dragonfly, I think, that's flying by. And it looks like it has clover. So cat sitting out in a field of clover. And this one is 3.5 inches. So 3.5 inches at Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes. I have to admit, Little Debbie's, yeah, I can't have them around because I can't stop. I don't know what that's, well, I know what it says about me. I have a terrible sweet tooth. And then the dog is a little over 4 inches. Claudia Smith at 15 is our first bidder. Thank you very much. Now the dog is a holiday dog, and he's got the spots around his eyes, kind of like the dog on Little Rascals or the Target dog in the ads. And that's a little bit unusual. They don't usually do the eyes like that. The eyes are usually not marked in that manner. They're just eyes without any decoration around. Here's our hand painting information here. This one was done for the 100th anniversary of Fenton, and so it's got one of the Fenton family marks on it. And then this one is, I believe that Miller is our painter on this, if I'm reading that right. We've got Carrie Murphy now at $20 for choice, Dinah Olding, Cosmos K at $22 for choice. And then this one is also hand-painted by Miller, so we have the same artist on both of these pieces, which that was just random coincidence, I have to tell you. I did not plan that. We have Cindy Taylor at $25 for high bid, now Marcy Corder at $30. We have several of you interested in the choice on these, and they are great, but I'm going to let you kind of sort it out. Deb's Finds at $34 for choice is our current high bidder, and these are both on satin milk glass, so they are not glowers, they are just pretty in their own right. And I do believe now that I'm telling you the truth that this is the last Christmas animal I have. It's certainly the last one I'll be selling before Christmas. There's the 100-year label. We've got Cosmos at 36, now Cindy at 37, Marcy at 38, Cindy at 40 is our high bidder for choice on these. And there is the choice. I like his muffler. And yeah, some people do. It's interesting. I am noticing that, Pee-wee, that some people are specifically collecting certain things. Some people do like the 100th anniversary stuff because even though it was late in the production, they did a lot of special things and then they were gone a few years later. So, so there are different things than you see in their earlier production. And sunny Las Vegas, nice to have you here. And yeah, no one's complaining about another Christmas animal. So $42 is our current high bid for choice. I'm going to go ahead and hit the countdown on this. We've got just 1 minute left, so get your final bids in because one or both of these is going to sell. The high bidder will get first choice, and of course, if they don't take both, then the backup bidder will be in the second position. My sons would throw hands over those tree cakes. Yes, exactly. Yes, everyone had to have their own box, right? And is Sonny in 2 places at once? Well, he's always in Las Vegas, so if he's somewhere else at the same time, then there you go. 46 for Deb's Finds for choice. We've just got about 25 seconds counting down here. There we go. Cosmos at 48, and you're all very, very sweet to say such nice things about me, and I have to say the feeling is mutual. There is no me without you. I only am here doing this because people like you are interested and think it's fun and want to do this same kind of cool stuff that I do, so I really appreciate it. All right, our bid end is in, and KV Cosmos again is the high bidder on this particular lot. So please let us know if you would like one or both. The choice is the cat with the rhinestone and the clover, or the Christmas dog, or both pieces. And I'm sorry, Cindy, you got in just a little late on that one. So we're gonna let KV Cosmos let us know. And then actually Deb's Finds is our backup bidder. And this is $48 choice on these. So KV Cosmos will take the dog. Deb's Finds, if you are interested in the cat, let us know. You are the backup bidder on this, and I will make a note of Cosmos for that. And hi, Val Z. Nice to have you here. And it's okay that you're late. We've gone through about a dozen lots, but we still have almost that many more to go. And Deb will take the cat. Thank you very much, Deb. I will make a note of it. Deb's Finds. Okay. I know some of you folks like jewelry, and I just have a few pieces tonight, but I think we should go ahead and do another lot. These I'm going to show you a little bit before I tell you a little bit. These are both, for me, I would consider these contemporary jewelry. They're not really contemporary. They're from about 30 years ago. But in my world, as far as costume jewelry goes, they have the look of something I consider more contemporary. I'm trying to see if I can do this so you can see how it lays. It lays about like this. I'll give you a measurement. So this is one choice. And how do we know it's a little newer? Well, it's got a big open hook rather than a little hook like in the old days. And the gold is a little bit on the shiny side, but don't they look like ornaments? And if you happen to be one of those people who likes black lights, well, you could wear this and you would get a lot of nice fluorescence off of the white part. So there we go. And the Barbara Bush beads, well, they're a little big for her, but yes. And then the other one, again, when you see this sort of a T-bar in a loop, this is more contemporary, but again, these are about 30 years old. And notice the spots on them. They also fluoresce under a black light, which is kind of fun. And these actually were sold at Disney World. The dots are supposed to be indicative, it's supposed to be reminiscent of Minnie Mouse. But I love the fact that it's not specifically Disney in any way, so that if you just wanted it for a whole lot of fun, I mean, look at that. I just think that looks really great on red there. And I just think these are really neat. So now that you've seen all of it, when I'm selling things that are not my usual thing, like I don't usually do more contemporary pieces, so I really like to explain things before you bid so that, you know, I don't want people being misled by anything that they're seeing here. But we are going to start these at only $10 choice. So I'm going to go ahead and put that starting bid in. And starting bid 10 choice. All right, there we go. Cheryl Stevens at $10. Well, I could have just let you do that. You did that faster than I did. So it is choice between the two. They are just really fun baubles. Lots of sparkle. Fun for the holidays, but not so specific that you could only wear them then, which I think is good. I know there's holiday jewelry, but it's nice to have things that are things you can wear all the time. Lorraine Mitchell, you are at $12 for choice. Thank you very much. And let me give you some links on these. Of course, with necklaces, we hook them up and then we measure to the bottom and then you multiply by 2. And that tells you how long the necklace is. Or you could just open it up, but some necklaces don't open it up, so that's the reason. So this one is 16 inches, a little bigger than a choker. Daniel's at $20. Thank you very much. And they are exactly the same size. So they're both 16-inch. They'll hang a little looser than a choker, but they won't go way down like a big long sweater set of beads. So $20 choice is our current high bid, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to count down the last minute here together. I just think this stuff is really fun. I enjoy selling costume jewelry because the people who wear it generally are really having a good time, and they just like the idea that they are wearing something that they're not going to see somebody else wearing because it just came out and there's a whole case full of them somewhere. So I like that. You ladies have tiny necks, yes. Well, I figure if it fits around my big Adam's apple, that's actually how I tell when I'm in a store. If it'll go around my neck and clasp, I figure that it's probably going to fit a lot of people, not necessarily everybody. The red one looks like Lily Tomlin is the operator. Oh, that's funny. It kind of does, actually. I love that about it. I didn't even think of that. Okay. Thank you, Miss Wildlife. I appreciate that. Daniel, you're at $24. I do really appreciate it. It will definitely go more smoothly if I don't have to stop. So I really thank you for your help. And there went our bid end. And oh, Cheryl Stevens at the last second is the high bidder for choice. And Daniel Cleese, if she doesn't take both, then you will be the backup bidder. But Cheryl got in just in the nick of time. If you'll let us know if you are interested in the red or the gold or both. Yes, that nasally operator voice. It was funny because they were quite prescient. I remember her doing things, and the idea was that the phone company didn't have to listen to anybody. Well, the phone company got broken up not too long after that character came out. So, all right. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a great, I think she did something on Saturday Night Live where they have them driving around. She drives like a 1956 Dodge. The red, okay, Cheryl, this is the red. Daniel, if you are interested in the gold baubles, let us know. But you say you'll pass on that. Okay, let me just go ahead and put Cheryl down for this one. And let me see real quickly if we had another. Lorraine Mitchell, if you are interested in the gold, let us know. You are the other backup on this bid. So we will let you tell us in the chat if you are interested in the gold beads, and then we'll move on to another round of things, which I will get set up to do right now. Okay, yes. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. You were going for the red. Okay, very good. Well, sorry I only had one of those, but I'm glad that it was fun for you all to see. This next round, we're going to do choice again. And the choice is going to be Fenton that glows. And there are 2 options here that I'll show you. The first one, because we had so much fun with jars the other night in the sale, I thought I would bring one more jar that I had. This is Fenton Burmese. And because it's Burmese, the custard glows. And you can see that especially up in the finial here, where it really shows up. And anywhere you have the custard color, you're going to get that refraction. And yes, I know. It's funny. Rob Norwood is the one who convinced me. I was wearing the hat, and it got a little hot, and I took it off, and he said, no, leave it on. And you know what? It's gotten really cold here, and I love having the hat. So yes, you can thank Rob for the hat modeling, and I'm really enjoying doing it. So it's that turned out to be great advice. And then so the jar is one choice, and I'll give you more information about it when we get started here. Miss W, my friend, if you would put in $20 starting bid choice. Here is the other choice. These are custard glass from Fenton. They are chamber sticks. They are a pair that go together, and they have the rose painted on them. Daniel is already at $50, so we are at $50 for starting bid. Let me tell you a little more about these. The candlesticks are 4.5 inches tall by approximately 5.5 inches wide. And the Burmese piece is 7.5 inches wide by approximately, it's 6.5 or almost 7 to the top. Now, Marcy is in at $60 for choice. And we only see one hoe. Yes, well, I promise I'm more than one. There's at least 3 on there somewhere. If you can, well, I think there's 3. There we go. Ho, ho, ho. This is not a painted piece, and so painted pieces generally don't have a signature of an artist, But if they were done for the family-sponsored lines, then they will have the printed signature of one of the family members. So this one is Shelley Fenton. So that's what you're seeing there. Daniel at $65, Marcy now at $70 for choice. Now the candlesticks do have a hand painter. In fact, they've got all sorts of logos. First of all, they're 70s era logos. You can see because it's got the old with the glass blower working at the table where they roll out the blowpipe. And this one is hand painted, and you can see the signature there, but I'm not really reading it very well. So let me see if I can, Valsy, yes, that's very cute. And let's see here. There we go. Linda, I wonder if that's our Linda that we have come to know and really enjoy, who is still painting on Fenton to this day. I am not sure, to be honest with you. So we are currently at $70 choice with Marcy, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the timer. We're in the last minute here, and the choice is between the big Burmese jar or the pair of candlesticks. It's going to be both of them. There's the patterning on the top of the jar, which I think is rather nice looking. And it comes up in a little flower bud at the top there. Linda Fleming, thank you, Pamela. I think it might be Linda Fleming. It looked to me like Linda F. It's interesting she didn't sign the full signature. She worked there several times. So she worked there right out of school. She then had another job. I think she was a gym coach for a while. Then she went back to Fenton. So there's various signatures of hers over the years. And we're just in the last few seconds. Marcy at $70 is the current high bidder for choice. And we're going to just let this wind down and see if anyone else is out there for it. And then we'll let Marcy choose. And Daniel at this point is the backup bidder unless anything changes in the last seconds. And we're going to watch for that. There's our bid end. So Marcy Quarter, $70 choice. And actually, Marcy, you were lucky. Your extra bid to confirm your bid actually came in after the wire, so you don't have to pay me an extra $10. $70 is your price. And let us know if you are interested. I know you love jars, so I have a feeling you might have come for that, but if you're interested in the candlesticks as well, you have the option. So I will just wait for you to tell us in the chat. And, you know, you never know. Sometimes people will say, well, I just got some jars, now I want candlesticks. So we'll let Marcy tell us. The jar is for Marcy. Okay, very good. Daniel, if you're interested in the chamber sticks, please let us know. You are the backup bidder on those. So I'm going to go ahead and put Marcy down for that. All right, and Daniel passes on the candlesticks. Let's see if we had anyone else back there. Yeah, I think everything was pretty much down to you two. So, very good. Well, the candlesticks will appear probably at a show in Florida. If any of you folks get down there, I will be doing shows starting, I'm not doing the West Palm Beach show for January because it actually completely falls in December and it's just too soon for me to get down there. But I will be doing my first show in Venice, Florida on the 13th and 14th. Mount Dora is the week after, and then the 1st of February is the huge extravaganza at West Palm Beach. So I look forward to seeing any of you snowbirds or people who live down there. Come on out, we'll have a lot of fun. I think we'll go ahead and do a choice of bracelets real quickly here. I have two, and they are very different looks, but they're nice in their own ways. And the choice is between, I like this older gold look where it was a little more burnished and a little less bright. I believe this is a Dobbs sign piece. It does have the signature on the back here. It also has its original, whoops, let's get that up where we can see. Oh, actually, no, it's Boucher. I'm sorry. This is a Boucher piece. It's a Boucher piece, and I like that it has all this texture, and yet it was really thought out well. It's very well articulated, so it actually fits around the wrist pretty well, and it's a little bit on the larger size, which is nice because so often they are tight. For people, but this one should not be because this one actually is a 7-inch. I wear about a 6.5 if I want things to be tight. So this is a 7-inch with the safety chain, And from about 1970, our starting bid, sorry, I'm not telling Miss Wildlife anything that will help her help me. So our starting bid on these are going to be $10 choice, Miss Wildlife. Thank you so much for doing that. And then this is the other choice. These are Aurora Borealis crystals. They are from the late 1950s. This is a 6.5-inch strand. And Helen Melcher, it's nice to have you here. And what I liked about this, besides the very pretty beads, is it has this nice old Art Deco style clasp. Even though this is a 1950s piece, we didn't see carnival glass, as I call it, or Aurora Borealis, as the jewelers call these stones with the iridescence, until the 1950s. Why no one thought of it before, I don't know, but they just didn't. But then when carnival glass became collectible in the 50s, someone said, hey, that's a nice treatment on glass. Let's use it for jewelry. This one has a nice easy slide snap in and out, so it's not too hard to put on. We've got Veronica at $20 for choice, and a bunch of other folks in there too. I see you all. So the choice is between the two of these, and it's really just a question of which kind of look you want. They both be nice for formal, but they both actually could be worn in a lot of different ways. And I think the Aurora maybe is a little less formal in some ways. But they're just attractive, I think. I always like this sort of stuff. Veronica's at $22. I've grown to really enjoy costume jewelry, considering I just fell into it by complete accident. A friend of mine who was a costume jewelry dealer got a big job in real estate when the market was hot and couldn't keep up with the jewelry and gave me hers and said, sell this, and I had to learn all about it. Turns out it's fascinating, and especially because I'm a glass fan and so much costume jewelry is made of glass. All right, we're at $25 with Deb's Finds, $26 for choice with Veronica. I'm going to go ahead and put us in our last minute here just to keep us on track. But we're doing pretty well, and I hope you're all having fun, and I really appreciate you all being here. I just have been having such a good time doing these sales, and definitely finding out, yes, it is really a lot of work to sell all this stuff online, because you do have to pack and ship, and I'm very much a creature of the old world where you handed people stuff in a bag, but on the other hand, you didn't get to meet all these cool people across the country who love your stuff too, so I like this. Deb's Find at 28. We're in the last 20 seconds here, so do get your final bid in. This is for choice. Veronica is at 29, and here is our choice. They both clasp very well. One thing I have learned is make sure jewelry works. Make sure the clips work. Make sure they're not loose. Make sure that the clasps work on these things, because you can fix them, but it costs money. All right, we have our bid end, and Veronica at $31 choice. Please let us know if you are interested in the Boucher, which is a good name, or the Aurora, which has a great clasp and is a good look. Or you may have both if both suit you. So we will just wait for you to let us know in the chat. I'll make a note here. Veronica. Okay, she would like the Boucher. And Veronica, I think we've dealt with each other in the past, but not recently. So do please send me your information to the antiquenomad@gmail.com. Let me make sure I get the price down right at 31. Our backup bidder was Deb's Finds. Deb, if you are interested in the Aurora bracelet, please let us know. This one is still available to you as the backup bidder if you are interested in it. And then let's see. And Deb says yes. Okay, very good. Well, thank you. We'll set those aside. And okay, now this I think we can manage. I just got these. I thought they were kind of fun. They are Swarovski. And we're going to start. Okay, I'm going to do a choice on these. These are Swarovski, and these are called the Crystal Memories line. And they are miniatures in gift boxes. I'll go ahead and take one out so you can see it. It's a choice of 3 here on this. So let me show you. I'll show you this one first because it's the tennis racket. And the important thing is that the tennis racket has to have the balls or it's not complete. And I was very pleased when I opened this one up. It's got the Crystal Memories card, and it's got this little thing. These are how they work. You lift up this little deal, and in there is a miniature tennis racket with 3 Swarovski crystal tennis balls in it. So it is complete. I have checked the other ones as well. We're going to start these at $10 for choice. So $10 is the opening bid. Swarovski has made really, really great crystal in Austria for many, many, many decades. I frankly am a fan of the stuff that was made in the last 30 or 40 years like this after the original founding family sold out. I think the quality actually has become even better. What are these from? They're just trinkets. They're things to, they're miniatures really. I'll show you another one here. We've got $12 on Deb's Finds. Let me show you another one here. And what are those from? They are Swarovski crystal from Austria. And they are intended to be miniatures. If you have a very, very careful little granddaughter who likes doll stuff, well, there is a lantern that has great faceting. The faceting is really what makes Swarovski. That's where you get all of the color, and they really do beautiful work. The faceting was really their thing. You can, if you're knowledgeable, and I'm only starting to learn, you can look at old crystal jewelry and sometimes tell if it's a Swarovski crystal by the shape. So those are those two. I will show you the bicycle as well. We have Claudia Smith at $15. Now Deb's Finds at $16 for choice. And I have a small Swarovski cat like that that would be surprising. I got it super cheap. Once in a while, especially the newer stuff has a swan mark etched on the bottom. The older stuff had an S in a block mark, and a lot of people don't recognize that mark. So I'll go to estate sales and they have everything with the swan priced high, and then the other stuff that's Swarovski, they don't know it is and they price it low. Had that happen many times. Here is the high-wheeled bicycle. Just think that's cute as can be. And yes, they are known for lenses as well. A lot of the glass companies that are really good did other stuff. That's actually one of the reasons that Corning got out of the, even though it was wonderful stuff, they got out of the Corel because they were making so much money making things for cell phones and other kinds of thermostatic glass that they decided that that was good enough for them. So let me put here, I found a miniature rose bouquet in the wild. Oh, that's really neat, yes. I think I have one of those too. Let's see here. We are at, let me get this back up, we are at $16 for choice. I'm going to put this on our last minute here. And I'll put this back in the box and let you contemplate one more time. It's nice that they come with these little gift boxes and are all ready to go. And so, there we go. So it's going to be choice between the 3 of these. I think you really don't see the Swarovski mark swan on these. Originally, the first time they came out with these, they just all said Crystal Memories and the boxes looked identical, and you had to open every one to figure out what was in them, and then they got smart and put pictures on them. And that certainly was helpful for those of us trying to figure out what we've got. Oh, the tiny cat with the swan on the bottom. Yeah, that is a great piece. That's really cool, yeah, and you will see it sometimes. Like I say, not everyone knows what it is. So we're down to the last few seconds. Deb's Find is in first position at $16 for choice, and Claudia Smith is right behind her, unless that changes. And we're waiting for the bid end, and there it is. So Deb's Finds at $16 choice. Let us know if you want 1, 2, or 3 of these. I'm sorry, Cheryl, your bid came in just a skosh too late. Same with you, Julianne. Do refresh, and don't wait till the very last second, because it doesn't always work out. Lori, too. Sorry about that, folks. But Deb's Finds is already the winner of these at $16 choice. And Claudia Smith is our backup. So we're going to let Deb tell us first, and then we'll move on and see if there are any left at that point. Better late than pregnant. Well, yes, that would probably be a surprise for a lot of us. You would like them all. Okay, thank you very much. I will put them aside for you. All right. Okay. Times 3. Deb's Finds. Okay. All right, let's see what we have next. Well, I did say I was going to run a couple of things for New Year, so I'm going to give you your choice on a couple of decanters here. I know this is a little different than what we usually sell, but I figured that 'tis the season. We have New Year's coming up, and so this might be something. Now, this one plays How Dry I Am. That is probably something that we could allow you to hear. I just don't want to take a chance, but it plays How Dry, etc. And it plays it very well and for a very long time. When you wind up on the bottom here, it's got the music box in the bottom. It's made in Japan in the late 60s or right around 1970. The other choices, which are also from Japan, are these guys. They like to do these ceramic characters in the early 60s, also in Japan, and it's rye or brandy. You can see marked on the legs there. One thing I will show you on these is that they're fully there. They're in pretty good condition. This one has part of its original cork. This one's original cork has dried and gone away. So you just set the heads into the thing. So if you are just sitting them on their bar, they're great. If you're going to use them a lot or you want to seal, you might have to put a little cork on them. We're going to start these at $10 choice. So $10 choice on the decanters, and it's the choice between either of the character figures or the, oh heck, I'm going to wind it up just a little and I'll talk over it. The musical decanter that plays a little bit right there. And Susan Jackson at $10 is our opening bidder, and thank you very much. Now I'm going to stop that so I don't get in trouble. I think we get about 5 bars before we get in trouble. So $10 choice is the opening bid, and it is between these 3 pieces, the 2 here, and there we go. We're going to hear a little more, and then we're going to stop that again. So it's between the 3 decanters, and $10 is the current bid for choice on these. The social customs of those in the 50s and 60s cracked me up. A decanter or shaker that's also a music box. Yes, absolutely. My parents had one too. My sisters got it for them before I was ever born. Daniel at $35 for choice is the current high bidder. And I am going to go ahead and set this aside. I got my 5 bars for me too before I get in trouble. Yeah, that's also probably true with these, isn't it? That's hilarious. I like that, Helen. So we are at $35. I am gonna, yeah, YouTube has not got an arrangement with ASCAP, I guess is the thing. So, all right, we're gonna put this into the last minute here. And yes, Susan, it is supposed to be a fire extinguisher. It is called the thirst extinguisher. Dispense freely for best results. To refill, call your host. Approved by the underwriters and fire chiefs. Keep available for emergency. Cocktail culture was supposed to be fun, and obviously people were having fun with this. That's why I collect it. I actually have this piece already, or it would have stayed with me. And I've got a couple of these guys too. And it doesn't take too long to get in trouble. No, that's true, actually. So we have a high bid of $35 currently for choice, and we're just going to wait for this to wind down and see if that's where we stay with Daniel here. I got my father the fire extinguisher ashtray when I was a kid, but the thirst extinguisher was more money than I had. I think I was 5 years old, and I was given a budget of, I think, $3 to get him a present, and those were more expensive. All right, there's our bid end, and oh, Susan, just missed your bid. I'm sorry about that. But Daniel, for choice, it is up to you whether it's the fellas or the musical extinguisher. So we'll give you a chance to let us know in the chat, and then we will, how dry? Okay, I kind of thought so. Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. Let's see who are, and good to see you, Lena Ray, by the way, actually. I didn't get to say hi. Backup is Susan, and I'll tell you what, Susan, in the spirit of the season, if you wanted the pair of these as the backup for that price, you may have them. So let us know if you were interested in these. Otherwise, we'll move on to the next place. And Janet, I am in Kentucky. I should have mentioned that. I am shipping from Kentucky one more time with this sale. So the good news is that means that none of this stuff will be horrible for most people to be getting. So I will put Daniel down. Okay, no problem, Susan. So we've got Daniel for 35 on the thirst extinguisher, and I think we're going to go ahead with one more round of necklaces. These are just for fun. We're going to start these at $10 choice, and our choice here is very different. It's definitely going to be, I think, a one or the other thing, but who knows? You never know, because jewelry is fun and there's lots of reasons to wear it for lots of occasions. So, because we are in the part of the country we're in, I picked out this. It is glass, and it is sandwich glass, so there's a clear layer over the black and gold, and there you go. This is going to be about 30 years old. It's a nice little guitar, and it hangs on a nice chain, and the chain is, I believe, 16 inches, and 16 inches on that. The other choice is this one. These are purple stones, and I just like that it is funky and cool, and it kind of reminds me of the hippie jewelry of the 60s. It is also 16 inches, so that is the choice of these, and $10 is the opening bid. Is that the world's tiniest violin? Well, it's certainly the tiniest guitar, yes. I wish I had a violin. Violins actually sell well. Musical instrument jewelry always does pretty well for me, so these are the choices. If anyone's interested, let us know. $10, Cheryl Stevens. Thank you. You are the opening bid. I'm going to go ahead and now purple and red together are a thing, but there is how that will lay. So it actually lays pretty well. Sometimes with these stones, because they bead them individually, you know, they look a little cattywampus, but I figure if it lays in a pretty straight line when you straighten it out, then they're going to lay pretty well when they hang around your neck. And yeah, they look like puka shells, exactly. It's definitely that era of stuff. And then this little guy here, the contrast on the black, I think, is rather nice, although I'm not really getting into the light where you see it. This is only about 2.5 inches. Amethyst chips, it looks like to me, too. Stephanie's our high bidder. I know we've got a couple of you interested. I'm going to go ahead and hit that timer, because that's going to give us a chance to get a couple more lots in before the top of the hour here. Lori Graham at $13 choice is our current high bidder. And we've got about 45 seconds left on these, and it will be the choice between the guitar and the amethyst color. So there we are. The stones, you know, I'm not going to venture as to whether they are natural or synthetic. My assumption, because of the rawness of the shapes, is that they would be real. I know that there is synthetic amethyst, and I can tell in a jewelry setting because the synthetic stones generally look like jello. When you look at them under a microscope, they just don't seem completely clear, especially the QVC stuff. You said cattywampus. Is that a Southern thing? My mom had relatives from Missouri on one side and Michigan on the other, and I don't know where a lot of my expressions come from. All right, we have our bid end, and Deb's Finds, you got it, but you got it at $14. Not your, you did not have to pay the $16 caution bid that you made. So $14 each is at choice. If you'll let us know in the chat if you are interested in one or both of these, and we will set them aside for you. And yeah, my suspicion is that they're real just because of the fact that they're raw stones like this. So, oh, Cheryl, I am so sorry. Deb, I apologize. Cheryl is right. She had 15. Thank you for telling me. I did not see that. My apologies. Cheryl Stevens is the person who won. Thank you all for helping me on that. I apologize for not catching that in the bid. Sometimes they go really fast at the end, and it really does pay to have other people looking and helping. So Cheryl, I'm sorry, you had, Deb, I've got to let Cheryl pick first because it was her bid. She did actually outbid you, and I did not see that, so I apologize. Cheryl would like the guitar. Deb, I will give you the purple. That worked out, whew, thankfully, very well. So thank you both. I'm glad you both got what you liked, and I will put these aside for you. And you'll do the deal for the other decanters. Okay, Daniel, I will give you the other 2 decanters for the combined price of $35 for both. And I will put you down for that as well. And then let me make sure I'm getting this right. So Deb's Finds is getting the purple stones at 15, and Cheryl Stevens is getting the guitar at 15. And I'm so glad that came out that way. It's nice to keep everything happy and good. It does always work out somehow, and thank you for being patient with us. I'm going to go ahead and put this up. I've got, I think I have a couple more. I know I've got at least 2 more lots, maybe 3. I wanted to show you this because I just think it's so beautiful. It is elegant depression glass. It's not the cheap stuff that you got in the boxes. This is by the Cambridge Glass Company. This particular piece, sometimes they have the little tiny triangle mark with the C in the middle here. This one does not. It doesn't have a lot of surface wear. It is a beautiful line. Look at this urn. I've got to put it against my sweater so that you can see the pattern. In fact, I'll hold it way down and then stand up so you can see the pattern there. It is a beautiful urn etch. And for those of you, and yes, I did pick this in my last video. I've only had it a few days, but I thought it's green, it's the season, and, well, again, let's do it this way. I'll turn that light down so you can see a little better. It really fluoresces, which is interesting because not all elegant glass does, even if it's this color, but this particular line. And the funny thing is, Cambridge never had a name for this. It was just called Line 739. Came out right about 100. And yes, it does glow. So we're going to start this at, you know what? I paid $10 for it. We're going to start it at $10 and see where it goes. So $10 is the opening bid. And Emily, yes, I know depression glass, you know, that's the thing. During the Depression, actually, depression glass was one of the few industries that did really, really well because it was so colorful and bright and they could make it fairly cheaply. And so because of that, glass actually did really well in the 1930s, surprisingly enough. And these colors were happy during a time when people, well, maybe not so much so. So $10 with Corinne, 12 with Lorraine, 25 with Daniel. I think Daniel is onto something there. This is a really nice piece. Cambridge made beautiful stuff. I'm working on a video for tomorrow for the premiere on the regular channel at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I actually had the opportunity to see an entire case of Cambridge glass, so I'll get to show you how great it is. Claudia, Deb at 28, Claudia at 30, Jane at $35 for the Cambridge piece. And yes, it is a beautiful piece. I just always really like this. I should have gotten the bowl too, but the bowl had a little tiny flaw on it, and I'm very picky about that. A lot of my glass collectors just won't take anything if it has anything wrong with it. So I'm going to go ahead. We've got Jane at $35, and I'm going to go ahead and count down this last minute here. Claudia's at 36. I just love this stuff, I've got to say. And this is the decagon, count 5 sides and 5 sides. So Heisey did octagon, Cambridge did decagon. Jane Clark now at $40, $41 for Claudia Smith. It is safe to put food on this. One thing to talk about with uranium glass, the uranium is inert when it's not hot and in a kiln. You don't have to worry about it. It's a low enough level that it is safe to use. And we've got Jane at 45, Claudia at 46, and we've got just a few seconds here, and then the computer will ruthlessly put in the bid end, and someone will be the new owner of this. But yeah, they've done a lot of things. You actually have to be a little bit careful of lead glazes on some older dinnerware. You can get a way to, there's a kit you can get to count that. Yellow and orange particularly tend to be high in lead. And Jane at 50, Claudia at 51. And Claudia, you got in just in the nick of time. So this is yours for $51, and it's a beautiful piece. I think you'll really enjoy it. And like I said, I think I have one other thing packed and ready for you. So I will be in touch with me, and I'll be in touch with you, and we'll get that all taken care of and out to you. So Claudia Smith at $51. And we're going to go to only if you choose to eat the glass. If you choose to eat the glass, that's probably not good for you. And I would say that you might have other problems if you choose to eat the glass. All right. I think for fun, we're going to do 2 more lots. I was going to say that's the last one, but you know what? I'm having fun, you're having fun, and we've kept a pretty good pace. We're just at 2 hours, and I'm going to run 2 more lots because why not? It's a fun evening to do this. So this is going to be the second to last lot. This is going to be choice again, and we are going to have our choice between a couple of European porcelain pieces here that are little but nice. And we're going to start these at just $10 each. And the choices are going to be between the Yadro bell ringer, who in their catalog is an ornament. Notice that she's got a little tiny attachment. She is actually an ornament, and she's supposed to represent Mrs. Claus. So Mrs. Santa Claus in Yadro colors ringing a pink bell, and you see the Yadro name on the bottom. And again, $10 choice is going to be on this. Lorraine, I'll talk to you about the ceramic tree in just a minute. And then this is the other choice. This is Royal Dalton, and this one is Bedtime. And she's a very cute little figure. She originally came out in 1945. This mark is about 1970 approximately. And the workmanship is just beautiful in these. The Royal Dalton figure is about 5 3/4 inches. The Yadro ornament is 5 inches. I will hold up the choice again. We've got Lori Graham is the current high bidder at $15 for choice. So the hand painting is where a lot of the interest with collectors, I think, is with these, because you can see on the Royal Dalton, look how delicate that is in the face, the lips. I mean, you basically have to take like a whisker of a brush to do some of those facial features, especially on the smaller figures like this. And we've got Sharon at 25, Susan at 23, Stephanie at 28 is our current high bidder for choice. And then here is the Yadro bell ringer, and she has, you can tell she's walking because they've got a little fold where her foot is coming out through her gown, which I thought was very nice attention to detail. You know, a lot of companies would just sort of finish that off smooth, but they wanted to show that she had actual motion. So I thought that was neat. $33 with Lori Graham for choice now as the high bidder. And let me get my face out of the way so that they focus. Sharon Carter is at $35. Regarding the tree, Lori Graham at $36. Regarding the ceramic tree, I have to be honest, I just got it. And I got it because I sold my other ceramic tree, and I haven't actually decided if I'm ready to give it up yet because I've only had it a few days. So I'll tell you what, if you're really interested in it, send me an email at theantiquenomad@gmail.com, and I'll talk to you about price and shipping and all of that, and then you can decide, because they are kind of a real, they're not easy to ship. They're 2 parts and they're big and a lot to it. Sharon Carter at 40. I'm going to go ahead and hit the final minute here so that we can get one more lot in tonight. And there is our choice on these. Yeah, I really do like the ceramic tree, and I'm sure at some point I'll be ready to let it go, but I'm a little scared of shipping it, so let's talk and figure out, if anyone's interested, where you are relative to where the tree is and what we can do about that. $41 now with Lori Graham is our high bid. And I just picked a ceramic tree that size up at a yard sale for $1. That's amazing. One thing that I liked about this one is it actually says, it actually says Valerie on the bottom, and it has a date. And people are starting to ask for that because now that you can go to a Christmas tree place and make them again, people want to know they're getting an old one. However, if you go to a Christmas tree place to make one of your own, it's $75 just to go in and buy the materials to do it, let alone whatever firing charges and stuff. So, bid end, and Lori Graham, $43 choice. Please let us know if you're interested in the Royal Dalton, the bedtime figure, the Yadro Santa, Mrs. Claus, or both. Sally Baltazar, nice to have you here. And the bubble wrap alone, yeah, well, it's the box. It's the dimensional shipping because it's 2 pieces. It would have to go in 2 boxes, and they're just not easy. Let's see here. Just waiting for Lori. Lori wants the Royal Dalton. Okay, I will make a note of that. Our backup bidder, Stephanie, if you're interested in the Yadro Mrs. Claus, please let us know. And Lori Graham. And Lori, it's great to have you here. Please do send me an email to the antiquenomad@gmail.com, and that'll get us started on getting this processed for you. And thank you, Miss Wildlife. Stephanie, if you are here for the Yadro, let us know. You wanted the prayers. Okay, very good. Well, we'll set her aside for next season too. All right, that brings us to one final round. And this is a pretty good final round. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm going to put up 2 Fenton pieces. It'll be choice. I told 2 fibs. I said I didn't have any more Christmas animals, and I said I was all out of Christmas angels. And then I'll be darned if I didn't remember in the bottom of the box that I had 1 more Christmas angel. So this is going to be choice. And we're starting at $20 for choice on the 2 Fenton pieces. They are different eras, they are very cute, and they have different qualities, so we'll talk about both. But $20 choice is going to be the big thing. Your booth partner owns an original middle-size mold. Oh, that must be nice. And I see Pauline, you have 12 big ones and decided not to bring them out this year. Yeah, they're just big. They're cool, but yes. $25 choice with Stephanie. So let me tell you the difference between these two. They're both interesting for different reasons. The first one, the angel, I'll hold up where you can see it. She does have some glass frit in the decoration. She is a nice Rosaline. She's not Burmese. She's not going to glow. I want to show you that. So if you're thinking she's a glower and that's why you bid, well then I will be happy to let you rescind your bid. But she is nice, and she has a hand-painted mark of, I believe it's Gorman, that you will see on the inside there. Oh, I'm sorry, no, it's M. Lemon. I had it in focus for a moment. Really not easy to focus these sometimes. There we go. So there's that. And thank you, Rusty Nail. That's great. I will look forward to getting your email and getting that out to you. This one is 6 inches tall. Now here is the other choice. This one is a Fenton Peach Blow, but it has the Charlton decoration. This is before Fenton did their own decorating. They would sell blanks to the Charlton company, and Westmoreland did too. We sold some Westmoreland pieces last time. And then Charlton would put the hand-decorated sticker on the bottom because they were the ones who did it. And there is a lot of interest in the Charlton decorations. There's actually a lot of controversy. People want the painters to not copy them exactly, and they're trying not to. It is the Peach Blow on the melon shape. It's about 6 1/4 inches tall, and this is from right about 1950, so about 50 years difference in age, but both very beautiful for different reasons. We have Tammy at 35, now Deb at 36 or 38 for choice. So $38 for choice is the current bid on these. And I will show you again both of these. And I like the Charlton too, Marcy. I think it's really nicely done. And it's the earliest decorated Fenton because Fenton didn't do any of its own hand painting until Louise Piper suggested it around 1970 approximately. So the Charlton decoration tends to be open roses. That's something they really like to do. Tammy Kyriakis is at $40 for choice. And there you go, you get the detail. It's really nice. If people scrub these too hard, sometimes the detail would come off. I got a big kick out of how I found this. I was at an auction, and the auctioneer held it up and said, "Oh, too bad these aren't Fenton. They say Charlton on the bottom." And I thought, aha, he doesn't know that that's a decorator. And sure enough, because he told everyone it wasn't Fenton, I was the only person who bid. And that's why I was able to get them. And then this one, yeah, they are both pretty for different reasons. We've got Marcy at $42 for choice. And Maggie now at $43 for choice. This is our last lot of the evening, and I guess the last lot of the year. And then we will chat just a minute and sign off, but we'll do this again hopefully fairly soon. I know Heidi from Rosie's Auction House would like us to do another sale, so hopefully in pretty soon, maybe in the early part of the new year, we'll get to do that when I'm in Florida and have some different things to show. $45. Oh, I put Marcy up, but actually Tammy's bid came first, so Tammy at $45 is our current high bid, and I am going to go ahead and hit the button here. We're now at $47, and we are in our last minute, folks. So I'll show you the back of the Angel. She's got very nice detail in the wings. They use this mold for all of the 6-inch standing Angels, so they have that detail. And yeah, it is true. This is why I like to talk a lot about what I see and what I find and what I know or think I know, and you guys chime in and help us with more knowledge, because that way we know where the deals are when we go out to look. And thank you. Yes, I thought I did good too. I did well. Let's see. $50, Tammy. We've just got a few seconds left, so get your last bids in, because as we've seen, the computer is ruthless, and when the bid end comes in, that is it. And I honor what it says, because that keeps us from having any trouble with the lag. So that way everyone gets a fair shake. And thank you all very, very much for being here. I see a lot of you saying thank you and signing off. I'll make sure I get your things packed. Again, if you need this rush, I'll do my best. Please put rush order in your description if that's important to you, and we'll try to do what we can. I cannot guarantee Christmas delivery at this point, but we'll do our best. And our high bid, oh, right before bid end, Marcy comes in at $52. So Marcy, you are the first choice, and then our backup is Tammy Kyriakis. So Marcy, let us know. She would like the Charlton decorated piece. Very good. So that means our backup is, let's see here. It is great to see you too, Susan. I'm really glad you came, and I'm glad you're up for this tonight. That's great. Tammy Kyriakis, if you are interested in the Angel, you are the backup bidder, and that is not for you. So I guess, did we have anyone else in there? I think it was kind of just down to the two of you towards the end. Maggie would be our other backup. Maggie, if you are interested in the Angel, our high bid on this was 52. So Maggie, I will give you last option, and then we will wrap up here. So Marcy, I've got you down for the Charlton. Well, thank you, Elderly Poodle. It is wonderful. I needed this too, actually. Today was one of those days where I think there's been a lot going on. I suddenly started to feel really way behind, and so I needed to just sit and chat with friends tonight. Okay, not for Maggie, so we're going to put the Angel aside, and with that, we will wrap up for the evening, and I guess for the year. I don't believe I'm going to be doing a premiere on Christmas Day. That is a Monday this year, and I think we'll take that off, but we will have a premiere on the main channel tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we will do the same thing next Wednesday, of course, at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I wish you all a belated Happy Hanukkah, because it's over, a Merry Christmas, a blessed Kwanzaa if you celebrate that, and there's lots of other celebrations this time of year too, so enjoy them. And gosh, what a wonderful group of people. I guess honestly, doing this has been a real gift to me, and I just can't thank all of you enough. With that, Peace and love to all, and I will see you again very soon.